would now request Sadhvi Bhagwati Saraswati, who is the founder of the Divine Shakti Foundation, to kindly address us.
Our most venerable and beloved Bhikkhu Sanghasena Ji, all of the other revered religious leaders, eminent dignitaries, the representatives from so many missions and embassies from around the world, all of the dignitaries and sisters and brothers, we're honored to be here today at this celebration of Maha Karuna Day. In just 3 minutes, I would like to share with you the great way that this teaching has been brought from Bhagwan Buddha all the way down today to where we are all together celebrating this wonderful Maha Karuna Day. Karuna, as we know, means compassion. It is different than pity because it's not something that separates us. It's not I'm looking down on someone else and saying, oh, bachara, bachari, I give them something. That's nice, it's helpful, but it separates us. Compassion is actually when that person's pain becomes my pain. That person's hunger is my hunger. Their thirst is my thirst. So that I'm serving them, not as other, but I'm serving them as I would serve myself. And when does Karuna become Maha Karuna? When does compassion become that great compassion? When it becomes compassion in action. And that is what the Buddha himself taught us after attaining his enlightenment, after achieving all of that. What did he do? Well, vapas aa gaya. He didn't keep sitting in his bliss, in his meditation, in his enlightenment, in his ecstasy. Rather, he came back to help others. Every day he traveled village to village, touching people, teaching them, transforming them. And that's the message for all of us. When we sit for our meditations, so many of us have the goal of I should attain peace, I should attain bliss, I should attain samadhi, nirvana. Yes, wonderful, we should. But then, and even before that, we take the Buddha's message and we bring that meditation into action. So it's no longer just about my bliss or my peace or my meditation, but rather it's about how can I, using my meditation, using my bliss, using my peace, using my karuna to serve that same self in all of these other forms. Lastly, there's a beautiful story of the Buddha's life that I would just like to conclude with, which is that after the Buddha passed away, some of his closest disciples were putting together a book on the teachings of the Buddha. They put together the book, then they needed money to publish it. So they went around fundraising and raised all of the money needed to publish the book. But at that moment, an earthquake came. So many died, so many were left suffering. So they took the money that they had raised to publish the book of the Buddha's teachings, and they gave it to all of the victims of the earthquake. Again, they started raising the money to publish the book, and again, tragedy struck, a cyclone. And again, they used the money for the victims of the cyclone. Again, for the third time, they raised the money to publish the book. And this time, when they finally published the book, the title was written as Teachings of the Buddha, 3rd edition. 3rd edition, because the first 2 editions of the book, using that money to serve the poor, using that money to help, that is the teachings of the Buddha. It's not ki hum usi teachings ko nahi chapa. We couldn't print the teachings. They did. The first edition of the book was service of the earthquake victims. The second edition of the book was service of the cyclone victims. The 3rd edition was when it finally came in print form. And that is the message of the Buddha, and it's the way that our beautiful and venerable Bhikkhu Sangha Senaji is living his life through his meditations, through his religious and spiritual programs, and through all of the programs that he's running to help, whether through schools, whether through women's programs, girls' programs, medical programs, to help those in need. Because what he has learned and what he teaches and what he lives is that the message of the Buddha is not only in the books, not only in our eyes closed meditation, but it's in how we live every minute and every moment of our day. And it's such a wonderful joy to know him, to be able to spend time in his presence, to have him and Pujya Swamiji so close together, whether it's Rishikesh or whether it's Ladakh, to have this wonderful connection of the heart, connection of compassion. And that's why we're all here today. So thank you so much to our Venerable Sangha Senaji, and of course a very, very happy birthday.